No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Here's Love looking to pass on the first play. Dancing to his left. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And finding Davis here, the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Now a handoff up the middle. It's right. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This is caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, Love. Rolling to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Holloway. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Steps away to his left. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
Let's go. 53. Ultra. Blaster. 6.
On 1st and 10, Love. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
The Packers at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they come in off a disappointment last time out. That put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
And quite frankly, there wasn't a whole lot to draw on in the loss last week because they were dominating every phase of the game. You've got to hope that they show a little more life in this one because they certainly didn't have it in their last outing.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Love going to give this one to Jones.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, this defense for the Bucs, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
On 1st down, it's right, and he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver. So the completion good for just 3. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
To throw now on 1st down. He's going to float this over the middle, deep.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 23. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Running on first down is Jones, but he's not going to get much, maybe a couple, and it's second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
45.
From the 25 on second down. Love. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Love now. They'll roll him out right. He finds his man, complete. It's Holloway, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Jordan Love ready on first down here. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Love from the gun. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They're going to look to throw. Completes it to Davis. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion or would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Slot man moves right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for White, and he finds him. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They got to take care of business first.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Love. Out route, nice throw, complete to Streets. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Love. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off, and the Buccaneers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Up the middle they go. Right. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Now back to throw. And he hits the tight end. It's Davis. And he's going to have the Bucs first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. They'll look to throw again. That's complete to Whitaker. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keon Crossell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Flush to his right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bucs are going to take possession of the football. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
They'll keep it on the ground. Right. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A great play there. in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bucs will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and through. And the lead is up to 18 now. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Final play of the half, Love. Flushed out right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
2nd and 9 now. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
3rd and 2. Love with it. Wide open receiver complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
Go now. 60 red. 60 red. Check smash.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Tight up.
Ready.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Red. Yellow.
On 2nd and 9, Love. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
First down, Love to pass. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
59 mark, check, 59.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Fielded at the 33. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this 2nd half. Now a 2nd down throw for Love here. That's caught by Jackson. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. Got a man, it's Tunyon. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1 yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd and 9, Love. And now here is another interception. Trent McDuffie with a pick. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Whitaker. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Wright's got it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Second and 5. This one caught by Davis. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They send the tight end Davis in motion. In motion, the tight end. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Whitaker. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Buccaneers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. The point after is good, and they open the lead up now to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Love. Being chased out left. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bucs will take over here just shy of the 30. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Oliver. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Oliver. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Packers will take over here at their own 14-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing. Love. And now here is another interception. And the Buccaneers Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Right back to Davis. It's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. 2nd and 5. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's right. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Bucs are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's right, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first. Yeah. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one looks like he'll throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Whitaker. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Complete to right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Pin the mirrors back and go full screen.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's right. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
He'll look to throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
One last shot now for Love. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Tampa Bay, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.